From mysterious portals buried in backyards to time-warping ranches and ghostly sci-fi horror in haunted hospitals, Amazon Prime is serving up some seriously mind-bending sci-fi right now. Welcome to Movie Reps, and this is your countdown of the top 10 best sci-fi movies on Amazon Prime to watch in 2025. Let's dive into the cosmic unknown, starting with number 10.
You ready to make history?
You say that every time.
Imagine discovering a portal to another planet, right in your backyard. Night Sky kicks off our list with a subtle yet soul-stirring sci-fi story that mixes mystery, love, and cosmic wonder. Franklin and Irene York are just your typical older couple, except they've been guarding a galaxy-level secret under their garden shed. A hidden chamber leads to a deserted alien planet, and they've kept it hush-hush for years. But when a strange young man appears, everything changes, and fast. If you're craving sci-fi with a beating heart and a touch of the metaphysical, this one's a hidden gem. But don't close that wormhole just yet, because at number 9, things get a whole lot darker in the American West.
I want that land.
Why?
What do you get when you mix cowboy grit, family drama, and a bottomless pit of cosmic mystery? Outer Range. Josh Brolin stars as Royal Abbott, a rancher trying to protect his land and family from shady rivals and a spiraling sense of dread. But when a mysterious black void opens on his property, things go full sci-fi thriller real quick. Add in a missing daughter-in-law, a creepy rival family, and time-warping twists, and you've got a show that keeps you guessing every single episode. Now, if you thought that was eerie, at number 8, things take a disturbing turn in the most haunted hospital you've ever seen.
Who did that?
Haunted hospitals. Possessed nurses, dark secrets buried by the system. The Power is a slow-burning supernatural thriller that lingers long after the credits roll, and not just because of its ghosts. Set during a 1970s blackout in East London, we follow Valerie, a shy trainee nurse who's terrified of the dark, until the darkness literally starts fighting back. Trapped in a hospital that's more sinister than sacred, Val uncovers a horrifying truth involving child abuse, institutional cover-ups, and a restless spirit named Gale. What begins as a ghost story quickly evolves into a disturbing sci-fi allegory on power, trauma, and silence.
Oh my God.
Coming in at number 7, we dive into the chilling depths of the North Sea, where isolation meets the unknown in The Rig. Set on a remote oil platform off the Scottish coast, The Rig opens with a storm rolling in, but it's not just thunder they need to worry about. Ian Glenn, yes, Ser Jorah from Game of Thrones, plays Magnus, the leader caught between corporate silence and a restless crew facing layoffs. Tensions are already high when a mysterious fog rolls in, cutting them off from the outside world. But it's not just fog, it's a presence. Ancient, intelligent, and possibly extraterrestrial. As hallucinations begin and crew members heal unnaturally fast from deadly injuries, the mystery deepens. Is it biology or something far older and far more dangerous? Add in corporate agendas, mass extinction symbolism, and an organism that might have survived every major catastrophe in history, and you've got a sci-fi thriller that feels like The Thing meets Annihilation with a shot of ecological dread. One thing's for sure, if the ocean doesn't kill you, the fog might. But speaking of digital fog, what if death wasn't the end at all?
Let me speak to a manager.
What seems to be the problem?
You're a moron.
Imagine dying and still paying rent. That's the premise behind Upload, a sharp, hilarious, and sneakily profound sci-fi comedy from The Office creator Greg Daniels. Set in a near future where consciousness can be uploaded to a luxurious digital afterlife, we meet Nathan, a charming programmer who dies in a suspicious accident. Instead of peace, he's stuck in Lakeview, a pristine cloud-based heaven controlled by microtransactions and corporate glitches. His customer service Nora starts to suspect Nathan's death wasn't an accident at all, and what begins as digital comedy quickly shifts into sci-fi mystery with layers of class warfare, love, and identity. But if you think that virtual reality is wild, wait till you step into a headset that controls the future.
Holy shit.
From the mind of sci-fi legend William Gibson comes The Peripheral, a heady, time-twisting thriller that blends The Matrix, Westworld, and Reacher into one cerebral ride. In the 2030s in North Carolina, Flynn Fisher is just trying to keep her family afloat when she tests a mysterious VR headset. But this isn't just a game, it's a window to 2090 London, and she's not playing as herself. What begins as a simulation turns into a deadly real-world mission across timelines, involving political assassinations, body-swapping tech, war vets on unicycles, and conspiracies that stretch across centuries. So plug in, because reality is overrated.
Well, now that is a very small drop in a very, very large bucket of drugs.
Welcome to Fallout, where the world ended, but the story just began. Based on the legendary video game series, Fallout takes us to a post-apocalyptic America centuries after a nuclear war has turned society into a savage wasteland of survival and secrets. The real hook? It's not just action and chaos. It's personal. The story follows Lucy, a girl from a vault who's forced to leave her peaceful underground home and step into the brutal, sun-scorched surface. Her journey? Utterly transformative. But what makes this series pop isn't just the visuals. It's the emotional trauma, the raw humanity behind every survivor's mask, and the ethical decisions that haunt you long after the credits roll. If you're into gritty storytelling with layered characters and a radioactive dose of dystopia, this is your next obsession. And just when you think it can't get more intense, we're shifting into something truly meta. Get ready for number 3.
How many lives would you give just to discover what you're capable of?
Imagine if every video game you've ever loved had a dark mirror. Secret Level is a surreal animated anthology that brings popular games to life. Only it's not just playtime. Created by Tim Miller of Deadpool and Love, this series dives deep into the chaos, violence, and beauty of virtual worlds. One episode throws us into a stylized martial arts epic inspired by Sifu. Another takes us on a blood-splattered journey through the futuristic warfare of Unreal Tournament. And yes, even Pac-Man gets a gritty, gore-filled reimagining. You'll laugh, you'll squirm, you'll wonder if it's all secretly a PlayStation ad. Maybe it is, but for all its mayhem, Secret Level hits you with moments of surprising depth. A scrapper in the Outer Worlds signs up for experiments just to win over his crush. This series is pure chaos, wrapped in sharp commentary on gaming culture and the repetitive cycles we never question. From virtual madness to soulful mystery, let's enter a world where science and emotion collide. Here's number 2.
What do you do?
When someone says something's impossible, I prove it's possible.
What if the impossible was just another part of life? Tales from the Loop is not your typical sci-fi series. It's quiet, it's poetic, and it's unlike anything you've ever seen. Inspired by the artwork and RPG by Simon Stollenhag, this anthology series blends magical realism and science fiction into deeply personal, emotionally charged stories set in a small town built around a mysterious machine known as the Loop. Each episode introduces a new character whose life is altered by strange tech, time travel, body swapping, alternate realities. But here's the twist: the show doesn't obsess over the tech. It's all about the people, their relationships, their pain, their hope. If you want a sci-fi series that makes you feel something, Tales from the Loop will stay with you long after the final scene. Before we get to our number 1 pick, here are 2 quick honorable mentions. Person of interest. After 9/11, a reclusive genius builds an AI to stop terrorism, only to discover it can also predict everyday crimes. Teaming up with a former CIA operative, they secretly work to stop violent acts before they happen. Smart, intense, and way ahead of its time. Gen V. From the world of The Boys, Gen V follows powered-up college students competing for glory until they uncover the dark truth behind their abilities. Bloody, bold, and brutally honest about what it means to be a hero. Now, let's move on to our number 1 pick.
We all answer for what we've done. Tick-tock.
Doesn't give you the right to play executioner.
I'd say the battle lines have been drawn.
Politics, war, betrayal in space. Welcome to The Expanse, the gold standard of hard sci-fi storytelling. Set hundreds of years into the future, humanity has colonized the solar system, with Earth, Mars, and the asteroid belt locked in a dangerous political standoff. It's Game of Thrones, but in zero gravity. What begins with a missing person case soon unravels into an interplanetary conspiracy that could annihilate the human race. If you're craving intelligent sci-fi with real-world stakes and a gripping narrative that only gets better, this is the series to binge.
Someday I think you and I are going to end up bloody.
I'm free right now.